Blessings and peace to you in this new year and this Epiphany season. It's the Reverend Phil Bjornberg, and I wanted to reach out this week in light of the bishop's notice that went out on Tuesday, in which she announced the suspension of in-person worship due to the exponential rise in the COVID test positive incidents here in Virginia and particularly also in our area on the shore. As I track the data that's produced and published by the New York Times and Virginia Department of Health, as well as a site called COVID Act Now, to compare the numbers. We indeed are tracking at a 32 to 35 in that range test positive rate. So COVID is here, and it's the Omicron variant is extremely contagious. So I reached out and wrote to Canon Roy Hoffman per her instructions and CC'd the bishop and said that although the COVID metrics in our area have increased exponentially in recent weeks, I requested of them that they approve our request for an exception to suspension of in-person worship. And my justification was that we are two small congregations averaging 8 and 18 people a week respectively at St. James and St. George's on Sundays. And we've installed state-of-the-art Remy Halo air purification systems in both churches. We mandate mask wearing at this time. We'll also remind folks to socially distance outside their family, and that we will continue to contact trace by taking the names of the folks who show up for service on Sundays. I also insist quite strongly that since we are providing access to worship virtually via Zoom and Facebook, we ask you, if you are not vaccinated, that's your choice, that you do not attend the services in person. You have other alternatives. With those measures in place, even though local churches here on the shore, you may have heard, such as Hungers and Church of the Holy Trinity, are suspending in-person worship for the next few weeks, we at the parish of St. George, both at St. James Episcopal Church in Accomack and at St. George's Episcopal Church in Pungateague, will continue to have in-person services at this time, with the safety measures that we put in place, and having been granted an exception to the suspension of services by Canon Hoffman as authorized by the bishop. I will also say that on Sundays, the 16th and the 23rd, both myself and Deacon Linda Rogers will be out of the area. I will be traveling to Connecticut to bring closure to the recovery residence that I have operated in that state for the last several years. Although it's been remarkably successful, the folks that are there need to move on from the place that they've grown to, and I do not want to be a landlord. So we're going to go up there and facilitate their transition to the next steps that they'll make as I close the sale of that property that housed that program. I also, Linda Rogers will be participating in a wonderful cultural, intercultural, theological, liturgical, educational program in Rome, Italy. She leaves on the 13th and will be gone for the following 2 Sundays. So we will both be gone. In our absence, I will still conduct a service virtually via Zoom at St. James at the regular time on 9:30. That's for the Sunday, the 16th and the 23rd. St. James, I will preside over a morning prayer service via Zoom, and Joe Beatty will preside over a morning prayer service at the normal time for our worship on Sunday at 11:15 in Pungateague. Both the 16th and the 23rd, Joe Beatty has agreed to preside at morning prayer in Pungateague at 11:15 on Sunday morning. That being said, on the 30th, the following Sunday, following our absence, both Linda and I plan to be back and for service on Sunday the 30th. And Linda will be in the pulpit that day, and what I've asked her to do is to share with us as a sermon from her experience, the 2 weeks that she will have spent in Rome. And so I encourage you to be with us that Sunday as you're able. That's a combined service that Sunday on January 30th. It will be held at in person at St. James at 10:30 as a combined service, and subsequent to the combined worship service at 10:30 on the 30th, we will be holding, as it stands right now, we're scheduled to hold our annual meeting for St. James in person. And as the COVID scenario continues to evolve, positively or negatively, we will make a final determination as to whether or not that annual meeting will indeed be held in person on the 30th, or whether the vestry and I will collaborate to decide to go forward with it or to postpone, or to hold it virtually. So with that being said, I wish you all a very blessed, safe, holy New Year, and in this Epiphany season, as Epiphany is synonymous with theophany, or a real revelatory awakening to God's presence with us. May this Epiphany for you this year be a holy blessing that transforms your lives into peace and hope and light for not only you and your loved ones, but for all who you encounter in a world that's been filled with so much darkness and contention. May God bless, and the peace of the Lord be with you always. Amen.